Yeah, this is France's premier startup hub, and actually I get the sense people care less about the diplomatic statement and more about that huge sum of investment that Emmanuel Macron announced yesterday, the 109 billion euros. That's to add to the Commission's announcement of a further 50 billion invested in AI. I'm standing with Nicolas Dufourcq, who is the CEO of Bpifrance, that's France's public investment fund. Now, they've also announced a 10 billion investment into AI, but I understand this is more business as usual. It doesn't come into the 109 billion announced by President Macron, is that right?
Actually, it's the strategic plan of BPI that we validated through the governance last November, in which we said we would invest 10 billion euros in the next 5 years. So it comes on top of the 109. So the 10 billion is composed of equity investments. 3 billion will go through funds, all the funds which are present here, of which we are LPs. So it's a lot of money for them. Then we will do probably 4 billion in equity direct, notably in data centers, but also in startups. We are shareholders of Mistral, we are shareholders of H, we are shareholders of Okin, of Bpifrance. Many of the companies which are here, we are already shareholders. So we will continue to follow them and to support them. Then we'll do a lot of loans, innovation loans and soft loans and subsidies for new frontier, notably in assurance, in tech to democracy, in embarked IA, in new semiconductors dedicated to IA and so forth. And then we'll do something which is exceptional, I think, for France, which is that we have started actually a massive door-to-door for the SMEs to have them embark IA. Through consulting services, expertise. We want to cover 20,000 companies. So it's a lot of work. We need 4 years to do that.
IA being French for AI, of course. Now, Mistral, I want to talk about them because you've, as you just mentioned, invested in them. How much has this investment been?
So we invested in Mistral 30 million.
30 million?
Right, 30 million euros.
Okay, so that's large sum of money, but if you look at the investment that the likes of OpenAI has been able to drum up in the last couple of weeks, we've heard that they could be having another 40 billion from SoftBank. Can they hope to compete?
Okay. No, of course, that's a good question. So Mistral, at inception, when it was only one slide of a guy called Arthur Mensch, who just came out of Meta, we did put 30 million in seed, and then we follow. On top of that, now we have taken the decision 2 weeks ago to finance with loans the data center of Mistral. But at the end of the day, Mistral, like DeepSeek, by the way, is on the frugal side of AI. Mistral will never be competitive on the brute force side of it. But it's possible. I mean, you can prove that when you have the good models, which are, by the way, very efficient in power, in energy, when you have the good algorithm, when you have the good parameters of architecture, the good topology of the models, you probably don't need to have the brute force. That's what we prove, and that's what DeepSeek has proven also. So there is a good discussion in the IA scene today between, I would say, brutality of capital and frugality of capital.
So if you don't need that many resources, why are we not seeing more actors like Mistral? Are you diversifying your portfolio of potential AI, frontier AI companies like them, to potentially not just have one singular European hope for AI?
So one of the reasons of the secret sauce of Mistral is that the engineers and the developers, which are the founders and the team, are at the level of mathematics Nobel Prize. Fields medal, really, honestly, which is a bit seldom, I would say. I mean, you will not have that across the crowd today. That's the reason. I mean, I'm only saying what the American investors in Mistral say. If you hear Anderson Horowitz, for example, that's what they say. They say the guys are a Nobel Prize in mathematics. I mean, unbelievable. At the level of quality in science, which sometimes we don't find in mega companies. So this is not replicable.
Do you engage in some of the risk concerns around investments in Mistral? They perform quite badly on a lot of safety scoring.
Around the safety?
Scoring.
Right, this I don't know.
So for instance, SaferAI and PRISM Eval have found a lot of things to question in terms of how safe and how risk prepared Mistral is, do you take into account risk assessments and risks to the public when you make your investment?
Right. This, honestly, I cannot comment on that. What I know and what I want to say is that all those models have encompassed, of course, risks and potentially dangers. Same for the big ones, I mean, Claude and OpenAI and so forth, same for DeepSeek. And so at the end of the day, you're going to have a private and public, appraisal and risk assessment agencies. This is for sure, absolutely for sure. Will it lead to something which will be a sort of prerequisite control before you put it on the market, like medicines? Nobody really knows today. But it's true that safety is something very important. Well, I think that what you say on Mistral is the consequence of the fact that they have not yet communicated all their data, probably.
Perhaps in any case, we're going to have to leave it there. Nicolas Dufourcq, thank you very much for speaking to France 24.